So good morning, we're in the workshop on a lovely Saturday morning. I've come in to do some hours on the Time Attack Micro. I've got a list of stuff to get through on that, but of course there's going to be a separate video on that. So got a little project for this video, and that is I've been asked to make a plug valley cover to go on a Honda K20 rock cover with a custom set of text. Now, he's asked for a hex design, and I've got an idea in my head that I've always wanted to try, and I've been given a bit of free rein to do as I wish with the hex design. So we're just going to go through the process of doing the required CAD drawing, and then we'll import that into our Carbide software so we can program the toolpaths to cut this on our Shapeoko Pro CNC machine. So nice little video for you, let's go. We've got the drawing done for the plug cover. To give you an idea of what we're working with here, so the red is what we're going to engrave, the purple is what we're going to pocket, and the white is what we're going to cut. So obviously the white holes will do like a contour function to cut out the holes, and then our final op is we'll then go around the entire exterior of the part to free it from material. We're going to use Carbide Create for this. Now, it's not a bad program, it's very basic. Yes, we could use Fusion 360, but I'm going to be honest with you, this is going to take a fraction of the time it's going to take than if we were to use Fusion 3D. The drawing looks all good, apart from this S here. We've obviously got an open vector, so we can click that button there, and that creates that as a solid with no breaks. The good thing I like about Carbide Create is this function when it highlights in purple what the issues are with your drawing. So the first op we're going to do is we're going to cut out this Jackson Racing like so. So everything highlighted in orange on the screen right now is what we're going to engrave. We're going to go with plunge rate of 800 and feed rate of 1000 because we're just doing a drag and grave. RPM 1, depth per pass 4, and that's because it's a spring loaded engraver. That's going to allow us to put, a bit of pressure on the needle. Max depth 4mm, start depth 0, no offset. So our next operation is we're going to start cutting the pockets into hold this hex detail, and for that we're going to use our pocket function. We need to swap the end mill, so we have a break in the milling to swap the correct end mill in to change over from the engraving tool to a 4mm end mill. I've already got my presets in here, which is what I'm happy with. So 2mm step over, 0.4mm depth of cut, plunge rate of 200, feed rate of 800, RPM 1300, and for that we're going to go to a max depth 2mm. Right, so next we need to cut these holes out here. We'll use the contour function again. We'll go to a depth of 4.6mm. We need to make sure we cut the inside of the hole, but what I'm going to do for this one is I want to go through a 0.2mm depth of cut, because we're cutting material out in a very small hole, and obviously we haven't really gotten room to evacuate that material. And then for the final operation, we'll select the outermost contour, 4.6mm depth of cut. Let's make sure we're cutting on the outside. Then we'll let that render that toolpath. Then we need to come back in and edit some tabs. Now, because we are going 4.6mm deep, I like my tabs to be 0.5mm of depth, so we need to come back in and do the tab height of 0.1. That removes that 0.6 below the stock, then leaves us with 0.5, and then tab width we'll just go 10. And then we're going to add the tabs in some easy places where we can get at them with an angle grinder, so we can release part from the stock. I think I'm happy with that. And a total cut time of 56 minutes, which isn't too bad. We'll save the G code, K20 cover JRSC. So yeah, I hope you followed through with that. Carbide Create is a very simple piece of software designed for like 2D operations. You could load that into Fusion and do it in Fusion, but I'm not that great at Fusion. I can do it, I'm a bit slow. If you are a more seasoned veteran with Fusion, you could have probably done that in Fusion quicker than I could have done, and you could have put some better toolpaths in there. But this is what I'm going to work with today. So yeah, let's get in the workshop and let's go load some material on the CNC. So there we go, parts released. Hopefully you can sort of see in the camera. GoPros are a bit crap when it comes to close up, but you can see we've got a load of burrs there, purely because the end mill I was using wasn't the sharpest. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our little mini DA sander here, and I'm just going to sand the face, and that's going to get rid of pretty much all of these burrs. Right, that's sanded. I've also been over it with a pick, and I've had to go through each individual pocket, just pick out some additional swarf and chip that I couldn't quite make loose with the air blaster. What we need to do now is we're going to apply a uniform brushed finish to this, and for this I've got this little belt sander which has got a Scotch type sanding belt on it, and I've used this many times before and it actually works wonders on putting a nice finish. You'll notice that I also made sure not to sand the lettering down. Obviously we only drag and engraved it, so I didn't want to sand down that detail, but we're going to give this entire face here one uniform finish thanks to this machine. And there we go. I hope the camera does the finish justice, but we've got a nice uniform brushed finish across the entire length of the part. Now last thing we've got to do, this section here and this section here just needs a tiny angle putting into it so it fits on the rock cover properly. So what I've done is I put some plastic on here. Now this is 500 weight, I folded it in half, so technically it gives us 1000 weight, which should minimise any sort of marks to the face of the part. And we don't need much of a bend, it's very, very, very minor. This should handle it. That's literally all we need. So there you can see we've got a very, very, very slight bend there, and that's literally all we need to follow the contours of the rocker cover. So yeah, now we've got this far, let's go over to the bench. Let's go test fit it to a rocker cover. So how good does this part look on the rocker cover? Got a nice contrast of the machined and brushed aluminium against the red. My absolute favourite part of this particular project is the CNC pocketed hex detailing. Now, originally the customer wanted just basically a flat part with the hex detail engraving, the same way we've done the text here, but that would have been a boring part with no sort of 3D features. And I was given a bit of freedom to do what I wanted in regards to the hex detailing, and I'm pretty confident to say that what I've done here with the detailing being pocketed is a massive improvement over what would have been a flat boring part with some engraving detail. I'm dead impressed with that. You know, that's done on a carbide 3D Shapeoko CNC. We actually got the Shapeoko Pro with some modifications. We've got a video on that when we first got the machine about a year ago, and it's impressive to see what these little CNC machines can do in regards to parts like this. And you know, I'm only keen to see what else we can do in machine in the future. So yeah, it's been a while since we've done a machining video like this, so I hope it's a breath of fresh air compared to the content we've been releasing as of late. If you've got any ideas or suggestions for what we can do in the future, drop some comments down below. And of course, most importantly, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and all that, because that shows me that you enjoy these videos, and at which point I'm going to want to put more on them out. So yeah, don't forget to tell your nan. Love you, bye.